Hello, what's new? Last Saturday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made a statement in which he stated that the country was in a state of war. This occurred after Gaza fighters conducted an intense rocket barrage and sent armed individuals into Israeli territory, marking a significant escalation in the long-standing conflict between both parties. In a video message, Netanyahu declared, "I want to inform all the citizens of Israel that we are at war. It is not an operation or attacks, but a state of war." So far, the attacks have resulted in at least 40 fatalities and 779 individuals injured, according to the statement from the Israeli Ministry of Health. On the other hand, the Palestinian Ministry of Health in Gaza reported that at least 198 Palestinians lost their lives last Saturday, and 610 were wounded. However, detailed information regarding the locations of the deaths and whether they included members of Hamas or Gaza civilians was not provided. Hamas, the Palestinian militant group leading in Gaza, claimed responsibility for the rocket attack and called for a general mobilization against Israel. In a recorded message, Hamas military commander, Mohammed al-Deif, issued a call urging those in possession of weapons to use them in this critical moment. He encouraged mobilization with vehicles, cars, and tools like axes, declaring that this day marks the beginning of an honorable and dignified chapter. The group stated that they had launched 5,000 rockets at enemy positions, airports, and military sites. They argued that the attack on Israel was a response to attacks on women, the desecration of the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, and the ongoing siege in Gaza. The spokesperson for the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Hecht, announced during a press conference held on Saturday that Israeli forces are currently engaged in military operations on the ground. During the briefing, Lieutenant Colonel Hecht identified at least 6 locations where clashes are taking place, including the Erez Crossing, Nahal Oz, Megan, the Be'eri Kibbutz, the Rehim Military Base, the Zykim Military Base, Kfar Aza, and the Be'eri Kibbutz. The IDF also reported that they are responding with attacks on various targets associated with the Hamas terrorist organization in the Gaza Strip. Additionally, Lieutenant Colonel Hecht mentioned that thousands of IDF reservists will be mobilized in response to the current situation. The Hamas organization, classified as a terrorist entity, holds control over the Gaza Strip and assumes responsibility for this attack. It will have to face the consequences and bear the responsibility for these events, was added. CNN teams based in Jerusalem reported the activation of warning sirens due to rocket launches and the sounds of possible interceptions of incoming rockets, while other sirens continued to sound throughout the territory of Israel. The first volley of rockets was fired at approximately 6:30 a.m. local time, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States, a moment when most of the Israeli population was likely resting. It is uncommon for Palestinian militants to manage to enter Israel from Gaza, as the border is sealed and subjected to rigorous control by the Israeli armed forces. Israeli TV Channel 12 reported that individuals who had entered from Gaza had penetrated the Be'eri Kibbutz, and mentioned that residents were urgently requesting the intervention of the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, in the kibbutz. Additionally, Channel 12 reported on hostage-taking by infiltrators in Negev HaAsara. However, as of now, Israeli authorities have not confirmed any details related to these reports. Images shared on social media and obtained by CNN depicted several masked and armed men traveling in a van on a street in the Israeli city of Sderot. The video also captured the sound of gunshots. An isolated territory, Gaza is among the most densely populated areas on the planet, situated as a coastal enclave spanning approximately 140 square miles, with nearly 2 million residents. This territory, under the governance of Hamas, is largely disconnected from the rest of the world due to an Israeli blockade in place since 2007, which encompasses both land, air, and sea access. Concerning the southern Gaza border crossing at Rafah, it is controlled by Egypt. Israel has implemented significant restrictions on civilian mobility and maintains strict control over the importation of essential goods into this narrow coastal strip. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you find it necessary, you can also share this video on your social media platforms.